Out of the traumatic 1930s known as the Great Depression, America emerged a stronger country. Many consider the Civilian Conservation Corps one of the keys to America's recovery. Current generations may not know much about the CCC, but one man who was in it remembers it clearly along the way in Hill City. Jay Hendrickson is 95 years old. He grew up a few miles outside Hill City, and back in the Great Depression of the 1930s, he served 2 years in the CCC.
I went to ninth grade, and then there wasn't any way that my folks could afford to send me to school. We lived 15 miles out from the nearest school, and no buses at that time, so there wasn't any way they could take me to school.
Jobs were scarce, money was tight, times were tough. So Jay did what he needed to. He sort of snuck in early.
I started at 16. I told them I was 18. But you're supposed to be 18 to 25.
It's hard to picture how little folks had in those days. Even photographs were rare because cameras and film were a sort of luxury.
Army had lots of clothes left over from World War I in storage at the different depots. So you were issued clothing. You issued underwear and shirts and pants and shoes.
His first position was working in the timber, based at Camp Mystic, where they lived in barracks. There's both a photo and a painting of what it looked like. His previous experience in the woods paid off.
I was used to the woods. I'd done some woodwork. I knew how to use an axe and a saw. And most of those kids that come up from the prairie had never seen a tree hardly. So I was one of the kind of the bosses for the kids in the woods when I first got in.
There was a camaraderie just as strong as the tools they worked with.
Between the guys, they're always trying to outdo each other. So if you're planting trees, everybody tried to plant one more tree than the other guy during the day. So it was fun.
The compensation package included not only a paycheck, but other life essentials like food.
The pay was $30 a month, $1 a day. But with that, you got your boardroom and clothing, and your dental work, and your doctor bills, and all that. So
he says there were 17 main camps across the Black Hills. Here at the State Museum, they had a couple old camp buildings moved in, the kind thousands of folks here in the hills and all across America lived in.
Each camp had probably 10 barracks of 20 men. Each camp had about 200 people.
During his time in the CCC, Hendrickson did a variety of things, including helping to build roads and being a truck driver. A lot of the men served as the labor, the brute strength for building the dams that created many of the Black Hills lakes, although actual engineers and other professionals handled the details.
I think that in the 9 years that those CC camps were in existence, that more was done for conservation than was done before that time and has been done since.
The CCC existed for 9 years in America. Jay was part of that for 2. But after 95 years of life, you may be surprised at what ranks first.
Well, I'd put the CCC's #1 in my memories. I got in with all these people and made good friends.
In fact, he loved it so much, he helped found South Dakota's official CCC museum in Hill City. But truth be told, Jay Hendrickson is a walking, talking museum all by himself. If you've met someone cool along the way, please call or email us to let us know. That museum opened in 2008, but this spring, Governor Dennis Daugaard signed some legislation declaring it South Dakota's official CCC museum. And if you've never been to it or heard of it, it's located right behind the Hill City Welcome Center. No admission charge, just donations.